Hey everyone, I'm going back to the boss rush for a two-party clear because it is not only possible, it's pretty common, I've seen. It appears as though the early party-wide synergy for boss rush granted to global is pretty imbalanced, and a lot of people are taking advantage of that, and good for them. In fact, I think in most cases it wasn't even intended. I think they just kind of went through the stage and realized the first two waves were dying so fast that they kind of just thought in the moment, you know what? I think I only need one more team. I didn't do that. I just kind of went according to plan on the blind run, and if you saw it, I had to swap my second team like halfway through the actions. They were at like 25 actions left and they had to go because I had no way to protect myself from the last wave. So okay. Because if you could just rush it down, that team would have been fine. They probably would have won anyway. But we couldn't do that because the orb is contingent on taking reduced brave damage via a buff. So, you know, Hope, Warrior of Light, 9. People like that. Something else I want to address, I got some complaints about the music. Not the song choices, but the song volume, which, apologies, I'm not trying to blow out anybody's eardrums. I got a little carried, okay, it's twofold. First of all, I got a little carried away because I was way too excited to play the song Launch Octopus while we were launching octopuses. It just seemed way too appropriate. So I wanted to hear it. But also, I don't know what it is, but for some reason, because I always try to mix up the music instead of having like the same Devo stuff. If they already have good music, like something from a classic Final Fantasy game, I usually keep it. I don't even know what the music is here, but usually for stuff like Heretics or Boss Rush or anything that isn't like a native FF game related, they always use that same song, and I'm so sick of hearing it. I mean, you guys know exactly the song I'm talking about. So I always like to just mix it up with that. But I don't know what it is. For some reason, a lot of the old 16-bit tracks from like Super Nintendo games, namely the Mega Man X series, I don't know why this is, but mixing those and finding the right levels for the music is pretty difficult. And I'm not making excuses, I'm just telling you like what I'm going through. Because for some reason, it's like, you got to get it right on the nose. Like, first of all, you got to turn it way, way down, and then it's still usually too loud. And even if you go a smidge quieter than you should be, you can't hear it at all. But if you try to up the volume just a little bit, it's too loud. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just the frequencies with 16-bit sounds. I have no idea. I do all this on my phone. I'm not a professional at it. I'm kind of just doing it for fun. So, thanks for the feedback. I will try to mitigate that from here on out. I know for some people it's just preference. Like some people want the music so quiet they can barely hear it, and I get other people that are like, "Yo, what was that song?" So, which leads me to believe they want them louder. So maybe it's a preference thing, but in general, yeah, I can definitely admit that because I went back and listened to it, and it was definitely too loud. In fact, I don't know why, but also another thing is because I usually test it first. Like I'll put the music in first. Then I'll record the commentary, and then I'll go back and listen to it, and then I'll adjust it throughout. And it sounds good, and then I go and convert it, and then upload it, and it's not exactly as it was when I originally checked it. It's always a little off. Not sure why that is either, but I'm doing my best, but I'll try harder. Now back to the fight. These guys are dead. Really all I had to do was, this is just different variations of the first two teams I brought, only with some people removed to create two teams. So I thought Vivi here would really help against the multi-target waves, and he absolutely did. This dude, okay, this is just my opinion, okay? Don't crucify me for it. I'm allowed to have an opinion, and so are you. You don't have to agree with me, but I think that, and there's some bias here too, so take this with a grain of salt. I think of all the global first LDs, Vivi's was by far the best. Better than Belthier's. Just for me personally. I know that Belthier has party utility and all that stuff, and Belthier is really good, and he got kind of shit on more than he should have. Originally, anyway. I think once he showed up, a lot of the naysayers kind of just shut their mouths. Not all of them. Some people were still mad, but I did see, to be fair, I did see plenty of people go, yo, I was totally wrong about Belthier, he's great, and he is. But, I don't know, I just prefer Vivi. I like him. He he's been so good. So when did he come out? What was it, like? I don't even remember. It was like right before Lufenia started. I don't even know how long we've been in Lufenia now, but he's been killing it. Well, you cannot slow this dude down unless you add Fire or Dark Absorb. But other than that, he's been murdering Lufenia. He's totally mixed up the meta of this game, and I like it a lot. So anyway, now the name of the game here is to not let these things get turns, which is going to be a little difficult because we don't have any means of delay, but we do have Jack, which I didn't mention before in the first wave because I was too busy talking about music and sound levels, but Jack can abuse his party members' burst effects better than anybody. It's awesome. Another good, yeah, because I don't have this burst, but Warrior of Light, that's another one. If you take advantage of his, that's really good. Because he just gets full battery before he does anything. He can just keep jumping in front of the enemy while Warrior of Light's in the back of the turn order. It's awesome. Highly recommend it. 2 party clears, most of the ones I've seen, not all of them, but because people have come up with some interesting stuff already. But for 2 party clears, what I've seen most people are doing is running counter setups. And believe me, if I had Firion, I would be doing that too. Alas, I don't. Tried for him. Tried like, I got to like 100 G tokens and then got to the point where I'm like, okay, I gotta save. And I didn't even get his LD, let alone his burst, so it is what it is. I'll be fine without him, but every time boss rush comes around, I'm like, damn, I wish I had Firion. He's just too damn good for it. So yeah, he definitely would have been here alongside Gladio. Definitely. But I figure if I was going to go the counter route, I didn't want just one counter. But see, this is what I originally thought, and then I saw somebody, I don't remember your name, dude, I'm sorry, but I did see someone do a 2-party clear with no burst, and his first team was only 2, he duoed the first team, it was Cryle and Gladio. Which, if you think about it, is genius, because I tend to forget about how pressing that action counter is up on the right there. Because you'll see, like, a lot of times I'll just play like I would normally play, and I end up, because I have in my mind, like, hey, this is a free turn. It's a free turn, but it's not a free action. Boss Rush doesn't give a crap about free turns. They care about free actions, which are only, counters are the only free actions in this thing when it comes to Boss Rush. Everything else counts. I tend to forget that when I'm in the thick of it. Okay, so now if they attack us, we're dead. So Jack, do your thing. You gotta die. Thank you for recovering. I don't want to use that last ninja slice. I should have used this when there were 2 targets. I forgot it was there. You know, I could have used that when they were at 1% and then just thrown all those ninja slices at the one that was still alive. That's alright. What's done is done. Okay. Just in time before we die. Look at our HP. My god. Not bad, not bad. But we do have 4 turns of being resisted, which isn't great. I wanted the free turn, Zumi. I know I could have used that shout. It's alright. See, like I said, I'm thinking about turns, not actions. Okay. I had to use that because, watch, I probably didn't have to. You know, no, that wasn't smart. I should have let him break Ramza. Then Vivi would have gotten another turn with the Embers. Yeah, that wasn't smart. But regardless, Party 1 did very well. Time for Party 2. Which is, this is 1 person from each of my 3 teams last time. Cryo was on the first team, Kurosame was on the second team, and Ulti closed it out. So this time we're going to just combine them all. And Hope. I want to use Hope outside of Boss Rush. I really like him, but The thing I don't like about him on boss rush is that his skills don't do damage. They're free turns, but they're not free actions. His LD does damage, his EX does damage, but I don't like the idea of using the skills and it going up against your actions, because that's how I usually play Hope, is I just spam his skills, get the battery up, because they're free turns. And his EX is up often. So I want to mix it up with the LD. I mean, it worked for Pinello. She's just doing a lot more damage now, doing more for the party. And she's got free turn skills and an LD that does great damage. Well, decent damage. For a support, it's good damage. And Hope seems to be the same. Looking at this, I'm pretty sure I meant to switch my summon to Diablos. Simply to give Alti more regen. I mean, she seems to have enough with Cryo here. And the HP damage up provided by Kursame is very helpful too, but that does mean that I have to time Alti's rotations whenever Cryo's overhead EX buff is up. And that's not easy to do, because she kind of just burns right through it. See, look right there, it's gone. But she's still doing good damage without it, so maybe it didn't matter much. I also just like, again, for boss rush, everything you do counts. You pop that Diablo summon, it actually does damage, which is very helpful in boss rush. Alright. So we have 28 actions. Summon is building, which is great. See, I want those ads to show up. But not when I use that, because in that split, that I don't like. But I had to do it. Yeah, this time we are actually gonna fight this thing the way it was quote-unquote intended and utilize some sap, because that's what increases this orb. Last time I just let lightning bully it, which also works out really well if you want to go that route. Yeah, see, and even Alti, she's weird for boss rush. I mean, she's synergy here, so that's great, but these are all free turns, but they're not free actions. She's still doing good damage though, so that's good. Okay, we gotta just take you out. Perfect. 16 we got 15 actions to beat the last wave. We're cutting it kind of close already. We have our summon, we have our burst, it should be okay. In fact, it is okay. I'm acting like, see, it's weird. I'm acting like I'm here for the first time. I played this already. I'm recording the commentary afterwards. I know what happens. I already spoiled it in the beginning. This is a two-party clear. It's gonna say in the thumbnail, two-party clear. So I'm over here like, are we gonna make it? Yeah, we're gonna make it. Spoiler alert. There were some mistakes made here. Now here I figured, okay, let's just go in with damage. And that way when Cryo, because Cryo has the Hope Call, which is gonna deal with the orb. So really, I'm going to just kind of let them hit us so that it gets reset. And now I'm looking at their turn order, and I'm going to do something that I would normally never advocate, and that's breaking them out of order. I'm so not used to doing that, but in some situations, it makes sense to do. Again, counter setups. You don't want to break them in an order where their turns will be set back and delayed. The last thing you want with counter setups is delays. You want the enemies to go as much as possible. But again, this is not a counter setup. I'm just doing this for the orbs, so okay, Hope, do your thing. So now when you guys attack us, the orb will go up. I have seen situations, though, where these things attack, and then they miss, and then the orb stays the same, and it kills the run. I've seen that happen to people. I would be so frustrated. You're calculating all this stuff perfectly, timing it down to the last possible second, and then he misses and kills you anyway. How ridiculous is that? Okay, I should have just used my burst right here. Because I had Kyle's overhead buff up and everything. So that would have been the right decision. So now I'm like, okay. We got 4 actions left, which means we absolutely have to burst on Ulti's turn. We have no choice. Yeah, should have just done it the first time. But that's alright. I'm realizing what I just did here. I pushed off the paralysis on the one on the right. Whoops. That's okay. Orb reset. So we took some damage we didn't really need to take. I got all my... I brought the Jack Call, didn't even use it. Get rid of that shield, though. That's gotta go. Thank you, Jack. Okay. Now or never. Nice, Ulti, nice. Keep it up. And the moment of truth. Beautiful. So that's a 2-party clear for the books. I want to run this again with more unconventional teams, just for fun. Sure, I'll be back here in a little while. But until then, I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you for watching.